Everybody, this is Joel Toppin here, and just got a package, a long anticipated package in the mail from MMP. This is the latest SCS series game, It Never Snows. So let's go ahead and take a look and see what's inside the box. Okay, so this is the outside of the package here. I really like the cover art on this one. Let's go ahead and look at the contents. As always, you get a little check-off sheet here. 5 maps, 3 counter sheets, a system or series rulebook, as well as a specific rulebook for the this particular title. You get 4 play aid cards and a couple dice. So let's see what we got here. Okay, this is a Gamers series game, so it's going to come with the standard rulebook. Nothing flashy here. I think the only one I can think of from the SCS series that may have a color rulebook, I think it was Baston. I don't know if Karelia had that or not. I don't have the Karelia game. So, but this one it's a throwback to the older SCS games. Just regular typeface, nothing flashy, no color, just black and white. Just meat and potatoes stuff here. Okay, maps. Looks like we got one map here, map A. Counter sheets. This would be, zoom in a little bit here so you can see some of the details. This is counter sheet number 1, and it gives you an idea of the flavor of the artwork. Again, nothing real flashy about the artwork. The SCS stuff is real straightforward, easy to read, nothing overwhelming, no watermarks or any of that stuff. So where it lacks, it may be in some of the flair that you have with the IGS series games. You gain in playability and readability. So overall, pretty nice arrangement here. So that's one counter sheet. Next map is map Bravo, map B. Here is the it's like a startup card. Now this is something unusual. I haven't seen this. I'm trying to think of any SCS games that have a startup card, and I can't really think of any, but it's kind of helpful to have. So, order of arrival. So that's a nice thing. If you have the table space for it, that's great. Okay, here's the system rules. Now, the system rules feels more like a fold-out than anything else. Weighs in at a whopping 8 pages. So this is really a very playable system. The game for It Never Snows, the rulebook for that is much thicker. In fact, let me just show you. The game specific rulebook is 20 pages. And most of this is going to be scenario setup information. So there's a whole bunch of scenarios. It looks like the actual core body of rules, it's about 5 pages. So 5 pages of actual specific rules that supplement the system series rules. So 8 and 5, you got about 13 pages of rules. It's very playable stuff. Okay, next is map C. Can't imagine that MMP has any other colored dice besides red and white. Unless you bought Beyond Valor. I think they have a purple and a black one in that. Alright, here is the German Order of Battle continued. So more setup information in a graphic format. And I imagine that's more for the campaign rather than for the individual smaller scenarios. Okay, map D. And do their counter sheet. Okay, now this one here is going to be counter sheet number 2. Focus in on it, show you some of the detail. So here you have some of the SS units. So you can make sure you have those in black color. Luftwaffe, probably the blue shaded units there. And coming over here, I would imagine that's the Red Devils there. Although it's more, it's kind of hard to describe the color there. It's not really a red. It's somewhere between red and purple. So there we have that. 30 core and what appears to be rubber duckies. I'm going to zoom in for some details so you can see what I'm talking about here. This is a little strange. I imagine that denotes that they're equipped with the duck vehicles. But, wow. Sorry guys, but that's just a little goofy. Now, I'm not sure what to say about that. I mean, it's not a deal breaker, but I'd have to... I seriously wonder about the discussion, the art discussion, if any, that went into putting that on the counters for Wargame. Wow. Okay, Rubber Ducky, you're the one. And here is, looks like to be something for the airdrop procedures in the game. So another display card, which is probably going to cut into the table space you're going to need to set the game up. Last but not least is Map E. So 5 maps. Another organizational fold-out chart, and again in color. So this is really quite nice to have, actually. And finally, we have another counter sheet. This would be counter sheet number 3, with some more paratroopers, the Polish paratroop brigade, and then you have the Americans, who appear to lack the rubber ducky of the British 30 Corps. So there you have it. Overall, quite a package. There's all the goodies there. You get a lot in the box here. I'm not sure what the retail cost is on it. I paid for the pre-order cost, but there's quite a bit in here. 5 maps. I'm thinking this is the biggest SCS series game in terms of tabletop footprint, number of counter sheets involved. Africa, I think, is 2 maps, and some of the other games are 2 maps. Most of the SCS games I have are 1 map games, but this one here is 5 whopping maps. From what I've seen on Board Game Geek, you're going to need at least 5 foot by 8 foot table. I think one account actually said it hangs off the edge of the 8 foot table, so maybe 5 foot by 9 foot. To set the whole thing up, the whole shoot match. I'm not sure in terms of scenarios what you have here for 1 map scenarios or 2 map scenarios. I'll try to look into that and report with the video comments what we have. Okay, so I've went ahead and I got some tables out, and I wanted to set this thing up and see just an approximation of how big the footprint is. So here's what we've got. 5 maps, 2 by 2, and then the 5th map down here, the south end, where 30 Corps is going to try to start making its way north. So I measured them all out. These are 22 by 34 inch maps, standard map sheets. You have 2 fitted side by side and 2 side by side, and then the 5th one comes down here on the bottom. It equates to just a little over 8 feet in length, and I think you can get by on a 4 foot wide table. It might have a little bit of overhang. 5 foot would give you plenty on the width. So now that I do have it laid out, I thought that I would take just a minute and zoom in for you to show you some of the detail. These are gamer style maps. So some people might think they're a little plain, but they're very, very readable, very functional. And if you played in the SCS stuff, this is pretty much what you would expect. So that was some of the detail there. You see there's a lot of polder terrain, and I can't wait to get a chance to play this thing. Somehow I've got to push some other things off the table to make up some space, but that'll give you an idea here of how much tabletop space you're going to need to play this bad boy. So I'm Joel Toppin, and once again, that's what's inside the box.